Hey y'all, it's Jofer, the cranky old gay guy. And today, what's got me cranky is Louisiana's House Bill 71, which requires the Ten Commandments be displayed in all classrooms up through college. What about this doesn't make me cranky? I mean, the whole thing, it's religion coming into public schools, which has been separated since the beginning of time. So let's cover this real quick. I'll try to make this quick because it's incredibly warm here and I don't want to start sweating on camera because that looks so unprofessional. Okay, the Ten Commandments in school, yay or nay? Number one, these are going to be listed, so I'm going to go through them first and then I'm going to give you an alternative set that should replace them. And that way there's still Ten Commandments, only they're secular and apply to everyone. So, thou shalt not have any other God before me. That's number one, which means that the God that's listed here, which would be the Christian God, takes precedence over all other gods or God. So if your religion is not Christianity and you have a God or multiple gods, well, they're discounted because the only one that counts in this classroom is the Christian God. You shall not make idols. Well, good luck in getting that across to your students because there are idols everywhere. Look at American Idol. You're making idols out of people. And the commandments say that only God is to be worshiped and idolized. Nothing, no one else. No pictures, no statues. Go to the Catholic Church, look at all those statues. You're not supposed to do that either. You're not supposed to worship to Mary or Saint whoever. But, they do it, and for some reason, it doesn't come up. You shall not kill. That kind of seems obvious, doesn't it? But in the original Ten Commandments, that also means you shouldn't use God's name in vain. Now, I don't know how those two tie together, but in reading up on it, that's what it says. Keep the Sabbath holy, which means that one day a week, which would be in American Christianity, it's the seventh day, the Sunday, that should be kept holy. You should rest on that day. You shouldn't work. You shouldn't think. You shouldn't move. You shouldn't have sex. You shouldn't go shopping. You shouldn't do anything but rest. I guess that means you can't worship because that is kind of an activity too. But again, that doesn't make the list. Even though if you're not supposed to do anything, how do you go to church? That doesn't quite jive. But with the Ten Commandments, they're very pick. You pick here and pick there. You pick what you want to accept. And again, I don't make the rules. I'm just reading them. Honor your father and mother and masters. The masters part is oftentimes left off. But what that's telling you is that if you are an indentured servant or a slave, you are supposed to respect and honor the person that owns you. Just like when this was written, your parents owned you. Okay? Times change. These things should change as well. You shall not murder. Again, that kind of seems obvious, but with this, it also means that you shall not harm and you shall not seek revenge on someone that has wronged you. Why that's tied in with murder, I don't understand it, but I didn't write these. Supposedly, God wrote these. Well, that would be the Christian God. Thou shalt not commit adultery. Well, show me any Christian leader in this country who hasn't committed adultery, either physically or just in their mind. I don't think you can. If you can, I'd love to hear some examples. Also, adultery can only be committed if you are in a monogamous relationship. And when I say relationship, according to this, you have to be bonded by God in marriage. So if you are hitting it outside of your spouse, but your spouse is cool with that, is that really adultery? Or is that just poly, and is that just sharing? Again, times change and the list needs to change as well. You shall not steal. The way I see that is that you should do unto others what you would have them do unto you. It doesn't say that. That's my interpretation of that. You just shouldn't steal, period. Thou shalt not bear false witness. What that means is that you shouldn't be lying about someone for whatever reason. If someone says who did it and everyone's fingers point to you and you didn't do it, well, they're bearing false witness, and you're not supposed to do that. And I believe that this commandment also brings gossip into it. You shouldn't be gossiping. Where would Bravo, the TV network, be if it wasn't for gossip? I ask you that. Times change. Thou shalt not covet. Thou shalt not covet. It means you shall not want what you do not have. You shall not covet thy neighbor's house, their spouse, their car, their money, their career, whatever it is. You're not supposed to covet if you don't have it. You're just not supposed to even think about it. I don't know how you'd achieve anything in this country or this world if you didn't covet. But again, I didn't make this list. God did. Okay, so all of it makes me grumpy, and I'm against all of it. I disagree with most of it, or all of it. Well, except like the kill. You shouldn't kill. Yeah, you shouldn't murder. I came up with an alternative list of 10 commandments. So in the state of Louisiana, we could still have the 10 commandments on the wall, but they wouldn't be the commandments that are listed in the Christian Bible. Instead, they'd be these. Now I'm going to put on my old man glasses because I scribbled these notes down really, really tiny. Okay, the alternative 10 commandments would be, thou shalt not promote any god at any time in any publicly funded institution, be it educational, political, etc. There's a separation of church and state, and that's the way it needs to be. That's the way it was intended. The Supreme Court has always upheld that ruling. Now, this is getting challenged by at least 3 people or 3 entities, and it will go to an appeals court. And if the appeals court strikes this rule down, then the state of Louisiana will go to the Supreme Court, where they have a conservative majority, and there's a good chance that this will get overturned, just like presidential immunity was granted. And so that would be 1. Number 2, thou shalt not throw out or destroy. Thou shalt throw out or destroy all visual depictions or physical descriptions of God. And the reason I put that in there is because in the original one, you can't make idols. So I'm just kind of buying into that and saying if you depict something either visually or physically, that's an idol. And you shouldn't be promoting God in school anyway. So go ahead. If there's any of that stuff in your school, get rid of it. Burn it, destroy it, take it away. Donate it. Yeah, donate it to a church. Number 3, don't kill. It's the same as the other one. Be nice and treat others like you want to be treated. Again, that's not religious. That's just the way things should be. Number 4, rest, relax, and play at least 1 day a week. Now that is for your own physical and mental health. That has nothing to do with religion. You pick the day. It doesn't have to be the Sabbath. It doesn't have to be a Sunday. In some religions it would be a Saturday. But no, any day you want, just make sure you do it once a week because it's good for you. And this is what you're teaching children. You've got young minds. They're very much like sponges. Okay, so you can steer them in the right direction by following my commandments as opposed to the Christian commandments. Respect others and be respected. All that means is, again, treat others how you want to be treated. If you want respect, respect them, respect their boundaries, respect how they'll respect your boundaries. It's respect. And if need be, we could play Aretha Franklin whenever this one comes up. Respect. That's right, that song. I can't do the whole thing because I don't have a license for it, and I don't want to get dinged. Number 6, don't set out to hurt anyone. There are times when unintentionally someone may get hurt, physically, emotionally, but don't set out to do it on purpose. Okay, don't break agreements with others, and don't lie to each other. That's kind of respect, but it's also just good business practice, and it's good practice in relationships. So as long as you follow those, you should have an okay life, providing others follow them as well. Don't take what's yours. This is number 8. Don't take what's yours. Ask or negotiate what you want. So rather than just covet something or steal something, if you want something, talk to whoever has it and try to negotiate a way to get it. Or if you can get it on the open market, figure out a way to do that through working or purchasing it with whatever you have. And again, you teach kids this at an early age, and they won't be criminals when they get older. Number 9, don't talk about others. And back off that gossip, no matter how hot the goss. Just don't do it. And again, there will be, oh boy, quite a few websites, quite a few TV shows, quite a few networks that if you were to follow this, they wouldn't be practicing. But I still think it's probably best for the children. And number 10, if you want more, work to get it. Plain and simple. If you want it, go get it. It's the American dream. You can have anything you want. You just have to work for it. So that is my 10 alternative commandments. And in reality, I'm not commanding anything. These are suggestions. So if something like the first ones go up, and I believe the statement was they have to be poster size, meaning 11 by 14, they have to be readable, large print, which is fine, but we can always print up the alternatives. And once the original 10 commandments go up, we can just come by and replace them with the alternative ones. And I think that is probably the best solution for this answer. So when I asked in the beginning, 10 commandments in schools, yay or nay, I vote nay. Now, I would love to hear your opinion. You can leave a comment down below, yay or nay. If you agree with something, great. If you don't, tell me what that is. If you have an alternative commandment, go ahead and give that to me too. Haters, I've heard from some of you already. If you hate what I'm saying, let me know. Because one of the commandments is, I didn't put in no hate, but I can always update this at a later date. So go ahead and leave me your opinion, like this video, share this video, subscribe to this channel so we can get bigger and better and have a lot more flash and vim and vigor. Because right now, as you can see, it's pretty dull. And that's about all for there. Today's sponsor I'm going to mention is this wonderful LGBTQ book, 35 Letters from a Mother to Her Son by author Joseph L. Ferguson. If you haven't read it, you should. If you haven't heard about it, you're not watching my channel. And once you read it, the characters are indelible and you will remember them for the rest of your life like they're just distant relatives of yours. So check it out. It's on Amazon in all formats. And I'm going to come right back with my shout out today, trying to think with this topic, which podcast or YouTube channel that I follow would best fit with this. So I will be right back. Okay, I found the perfect match, and it is Free Speech TV. Now, Free Speech TV is a channel. It houses many programs. Democracy Now!, which is I want to say unbiased news reporting thing, but it's people are going to say it's left-wing and progressive just because they actually get the news about those things that you don't hear on a lot of the regular media, television media, or especially you never hear about it on right-wing unless they're against it. The Stephanie Miller Show. Oh, I used to listen to her on Air America years ago. That was a AM national radio broadcast program, Progressive Talk, and it's no longer around. So that's another one. Gay USA, which I brought up in a previous episode of a different video. I gave them a shout out specifically. They are lesbian, gay, bi, trans news media that's been around since like 1985, and they do an hour every week. There's a lot of progressive people on this station that I have yet to listen to, but you might want to check them out. I'll go ahead and leave all of their. I don't know what that is. That's called a commercial. They just jump in when you least expect it. Ugh. So freespeechtv.org, and that is going to be down in the description below. So check them out as well. I know this hasn't been a very uplifting, energetic broadcast, but I am sitting here melting. Yeah. My vocal cords too, they're melting right into my throat. And for those of you who are upset because I'm wearing my birthday shirt, what can I say? I have to wear it. It was a gift. Until next time. Bye-bye.